right, hey, welcome back, guys, to the shop. We're back home. Finished the week out at work. Always kind of hard getting back into the swing of things, you know, around town here, back at work and stuff. It usually takes a few days or a week or so to get kind of geared into that. Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the last series of videos we did on the sort of security camera, trail camera kind of thing. I've been enjoying picking up those pictures. By the way, that thing works really good. I can't stress that enough. So far, it's been 100%. And what's cool about that covert camera that we set up, we've been talking about all last week, is it hasn't had a lot of false positives. Honestly, it hasn't fired off a picture that hasn't been useful. It got a couple. Actually, it gave me a picture tonight of that bobcat. I put it on the public comments there, and I showed that picture of the little bobcat that was sitting out in front of our door there with the camera caught. And it looks like it caught it again, kind of the tail end of it. I couldn't really make it out, but it looked like there was something there. So it's been very, very accurate and not, you know, the other covert cameras I have are almost overly sensitive, like they pick up every little moving branch and then it fires a picture. I was like, man, I hope it doesn't do that. But it's been really good. And it's super nice when I want to see the conditions up there. I can just hit a picture and it'll send it to me in about 10 seconds. I'll have that picture. It's pretty amazing technology. So so far, again, still early. Wait a couple of months, get my opinion. I'll bring it back up. But so far, it's really worked nice. So man, we got some projects lined up. We got some things we got to do around the house. I'm looking over there in the corner, like I've been trying to avoid that all year, but in reality, guys, we're gonna paint this whole interior of this house. It's about a 3-year-old house, and they painted the whole house in this kind of tan color because it was cheap, and they got I got like gallons of it there. They got a whole batch of it, and they just did everybody's house in this neighborhood the same color. So we picked out paint last year, kind of springtime, and have been kind of avoiding doing it. So it's probably going to be like watching paint dry. I probably won't show you a whole lot of that because it frankly would be kind of boring. But that's going to be a really time consuming. And I think in this winter we're going to try to hit that and get this whole house painted with the new color that we picked out and new colors. Actually, we're going to paint the ceiling a different color. So we got this whole thing planned, and you know it's painting, right? So, you know, I'll show you a little bit of it if you're interested in it, but it's not like a major remodel or anything cool. But it's going to take a lot of time, so I'm just kind of warning you about that. Let's see, what else we got? Have some different ideas for videos coming up. Well, let me show you this. This is something, I'm kind of standing in front of this right here. Let me show you this. Mrs. D found this for me when we were up in Idaho last week, or yeah, about a week and a half ago. She found it early. I haven't shown this to you, but man, this was super cool little gift, or it was something. So I like these old Coleman lanterns. It's kind of a weird. I only have a few of them. I have one at the cabin, one here, one of those double mantle ones. Not real rare or anything. I told Mrs. D about a year ago. I said, look, if you ever see anything made but looks like a Coleman that has this sort of shiny fount or base on it, I said, let me know. You know, that's what I want. It's one of the ones I've been looking for a long time. So she goes, last week we were up there, and he goes, this guy's selling a bunch of these lanterns. Do any of these things look like anything you want? And I'm like, oh my goodness, it looks like one I was looking for. So sure enough, I go over there to meet over at his house, and he's just trying to clear out some of them. He was collecting them and kind of selling them on eBay, I think, and you know, getting them at garage sales. But he wanted like $20 for it, and I'm going, that's the one I've been looking for. So let me show you some close-up of this thing. It's really cool. A little show and tell. So this is a pretty cool lantern. You know, the weird thing about these Coleman lanterns is they're actually worth. This one of course has the logo missing. I think they make reproductions of these, and you can just stick it on there. I think he probably wanted to polish this up, and so unfortunately he probably polished this logo off. I can see just a little tiny bit of red paint there, or red sticker left over, remnant. But the other side has a really cool sunrise Coleman logo on it, which is pretty cool. But this is the, I don't know if you can see it in this screen here. This is called the Coleman 202, and it says it right there on the side here. Now, this one is cool for a couple of different reasons. A, it's sort of rare. It's not super rare. You can find them. Typically, they run anywhere from, like on eBay, you could get it for anywhere from maybe $50 to $200. So it's a little bit more than your standard, because typically the 200A is what you've seen probably in the majorities, where there's a red top on it and a red fount or base on it, and they match, and that's just the most common one. They made those forever, and they made them for a long time. But I wanted this nickel plated one, and this is called the 202. So it's otherwise known as, so its other kind of nickname made up by Coleman was the 202 Professional. And so this is a nickel plated fount. Looks like it has a nickel plated, I think it's probably still holding, it still has pressure, and I ran this thing like last weekend. So, it really works well. He had it actually pretty well tuned up. I think he put new seals in it and everything, because these feel really tight and soft and everything. But anyways, this is nickel coated, so you can polish them up nicely. And I'm going to use this one. It's not perfect. It has some dings and dents. I'm assuming this is original, but I don't know. This is not original. The bale, as they call these, this is supposed to be stainless, and I think I might order one. They're only like a couple of bucks. You can get reproductions, and they're a stainless made for the 202 Professional. But it's kind of cool because the rest of the pieces, and as far as I know, I guess I could take a magnet to this. I'm going to do that right now, actually. So the special thing about the 202 Professional from Coleman, and this is by the way, this is a 1955. I don't see any month date. I just see 55 on it. So sometimes they stamped them with a month, sometimes they didn't. So this is 1955. This is the second year of production. They started making these in 54. I believe the burner on the 54s was made out of ceramic or something in there. Well, this one isn't. It looks, from what I can tell, it's either brass. I think it's brass, and which made it a lot lighter, they said, so it's a bit lighter. The other thing is this is obviously nickel. I don't know if it's, I don't think it's like a brass or anything, because I do see a little bit of corrosion. But they said that the cage and everything was supposed to be stainless steel for durability and stuff, hence the Professional. So let's see if they're, see, that's stainless. That's not ferrous. That's cool. And I don't know, I can't get in there, but I think that tube, the air tube, I believe is stainless too. So they really clean up nice. Very hard to make these look bad. And obviously I could find, see, that's not stainless, that's a standard, but that has a green, typically, like I said, typically these are red, but it's kind of rare that this is green. And well, I don't know, that's, that's, I don't know what that's made of. That's not ferrous either. All stainless except for that screw right there is not stainless. That's brass right there. Stainless on that, of course. This is not stainless. Again, this is supposed to be stainless as well, so I may order another one. It looks like he just found one off of, off of another lantern. But judging by how this thing is kind of beat up, I'm wondering if this just got bent or something, or dropped a few times, or who knows. But there is some damage. Right over here. Not a big deal. It still looks really good. But I intend to use this. I don't. This is not like something that's going to end up in like a collection that I don't use. I think it's it's worn enough to where you got to use it. And I think I'm going to take and polish it all up and get it really nice. Like I said, find a logo for it. But look at that. That may very well be. I wonder if that's brass. I can't. If I flip it over, it sure, it sure looks like that this is, I think that's actually brass. I can see a brass coloring through there. So, man, I don't know. It looks like there's a little bit of pitting. Hard to believe. I think that's a brass fount. That's really interesting. So that's really cool. Can that be? Those of you experts out there on these things maybe can let me know. but it sure, I see some kind of gold coloring through that. You can kind of see right there, unless that's just paint. No, I actually see some oxidation in there. So this is in fact brass. It appears to be, at least the bottom is. That would make sense. So again, the Professional, it's really cool because it's just a classic, you know. This is one of those things. So anyways, can't believe Mrs. D found this. This is like made my week. And you know, it has a reproduction globe on it, made for Coleman in Germany. You know, it was replaced, broken, but you know, I mean, it cleaned up really. It was all kind of sooted up, and I cleaned it all up, and it really works great. This thing is so bright, and it's my new favorite lantern. So that's kind of cool. Kind of a little show and tell. I don't know if you guys are interested in this stuff, but I really get kind of geeked out on this stuff right here. And everything is tight. You know, he really went through it and kind of cleaned everything up. I mean, it works really great. So yeah, a little bit of American history on that thing. Wow, pretty cool. If you guys ever see anything like this in kind of a gold mustard color, let me know. Or send it over. I'll take care of that for you. But this is pretty cool. This is going to be a nice piece to, you know, use while we're camping. Pretty amazing stuff. So enough show and tell for you guys. Obviously, I kind of geek out on these old lanterns, old axes, and that type of stuff. Hope you guys are doing good in the new year. Hope it's treating you well so far. 2018, I'll be honest with you guys, it was a kind of a rough year. You know, my grandma's pretty sick. You know, don't really know what to expect there. She's been sick for quite a while. We had a good summer with her. I lost a couple of friends. Some friends had some pretty crazy health issues going on. So it was kind of a rough, stressful year. But you know, we're gonna get through it. We've been fighting nonstop colds and viruses and flu type things. You know, since about September, and I'm going to chalk it up. I've heard other people say it's pretty bad this year. I know a lot of people at work have been just sick with all sorts of weird stuff, and I don't know really what that's all about. But it's kind of wearing us out a bit, and the kids are still a little bit have a cough, but they've been getting over it. It's been like nothing I've ever seen, to be honest with you guys. I don't know. My oldest daughter started started preschool, so I think that might be part of it. Could be going to school, bringing all these new germs in. I have no idea, but we've all been kind of battling that since about September. So hopefully we're kind of through that, and we can kind of have a healthier 2019, I guess. You know, what's funny, a little bit of something else that you might find interesting. About 5 months ago, we decided to stop eating sugar. And so I can tell you, you know, I've never really been much of a sweets person, but I think 10 years, about 12, 13 years of working in an office all day, you know, sitting at a computer, doing design work, it takes its toll. And I think, you know, with the stress and everything going on, and you just get kind of lazy. I start, go get a snack here and there at work, the vending machine, go get this, have a little thing, have some dessert at night, you know, no big deal, we're young, whatever. Well, it kind of started, I mean, I just wasn't feeling good all the time. And I'm not going to say it's the magical cure for everything. If I'm honest with you guys, I have, I'm a pretty, it probably doesn't show on the videos, but I'm a pretty intense person when it comes to design and my work and life and everything. And so all that stress goes to my stomach. And so I get stomach aches and I get all sorts of stomach problems. Over the years, it's kind of come and gone. Last year was it was pretty bad and overall, and so we stopped eating sugar, and I can tell you that actually, in that respect, it's helped. I'd say it's helped. It's not perfect. Nothing's solved completely, but it seems to have really helped that aspect. And I don't know if that's something that you guys have experienced or whatever, but because I've never really done like a targeted diet on something. I've just always kind of eaten whatever. I'm not technically allergic to anything. I actually had some allergy stuff tested. I'm not allergic to anything that I can tell. So, but stopped eating sugar, and what's happened is I've lost about 15 pounds in several months. And I've never, since I've gotten older, past maybe the age of, I don't know, 25, I haven't really ever lost that much weight. So that's kind of good. But the thing that I want to do this year now is kind of start getting my health back, like maybe working out a little bit, getting a little more active. I used to be pretty active. I have a mountain bike hanging there. I used to ride my bike everywhere and all this kind of stuff. And over the years, you just, especially with the kids come along, you get tired. You just want to like lay around and not do anything. So I want to try to get a bit more healthy. And so, physically. And so, we've also made some other changes. We've gotten involved in a Bible study at church. We don't talk about that a lot on the channel. We kind of, not that we want to hide it, we just don't really talk about it, but we've gotten involved in a good Bible study. So we're kind of, mentally we're trying to get, better. I think this year is one of those years, and divide it by a year, I don't even really want to do things by the year. It's like I want to make incremental changes that make things better for the long term. We got some stuff planned in the near future, so be ready for that. It's going to be a good time. Hope you guys are doing good. Happy New Year. Like, subscribe, comment, etc. like you always do. Rock on. I'll see you in the next one.